Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing and have a first look at this Meizu M2, which is a budget oriented smartphone for Meizu, and this is a review unit that was sent to me, and this device sports some very decent specs for the price, and this unit is sold in India via Snapdeal for 7,000 rupees, and this is the unit itself. We'll come back to the device a bit later. We have the quick start guide and the SIM ejector tool. Gives you basic idea that you can put your SIM card. You have to actually the SIM slot is very special. I'll talk about that later on. And again, as you can see, just brief idea, and it runs a custom UI known as Flyme. So that is something you need to know, and it's a little bit different, I would say. And some other paperwork, nothing that special. Let me take this out, and again, it's a review unit, so the earphones are not included, it says, but with the retail unit, you should be getting that, I hope. And this is the charger, and it does not specify. Yeah, it is there, and and it's a normal charger that is 5 volts at, looks like it's 2 amps. Yeah, 5 volts at 2 amps, and this is the USB cable. So let me keep the box to the side and let's look at the handset itself. So here is the Meizu, and again it specifies how you can put your SIM card, and actually it accepts 2 nano SIM or 1 nano SIM and a micro SD card. So here is the device itself. Again, very clean on the front. We don't have any branding. It just says Meizu here, and it says designed by Meizu and made in China. And again, the handset feels really light. It's putting a 5-inch 720p HD screen. Let me actually try to power it on, and I'm holding the power button. Yeah, it gave me haptic feedback. By the time it actually boots, let me give you a physical overview. On the top, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, and again the body is plastic. We have the volume rockers and the power on off button over here, and on the bottom, actually this resembles the iPhone, I have to say. This is the opening for the speaker, the micro USB slot, and the main microphone. And on this end we just have the slot, and here this will open to put your nano SIM and the micro SD card. Micro SD cards up to 128 gigabytes are supported, and as I've already mentioned, it runs a custom UI known as Flyme. So let me just quickly just go through this. And it says we can set up our Wi-Fi, so I'll just do that, and it supports the 2.4 gigahertz band, not the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi band. And we can create a Flyme account. I won't do that, we'll skip this. And it says the user guide, so let's just, and it just gives a demo about it, and it is set. So this is very interesting, and we do have Play Store. And the interesting thing is that the placement of the button, we just have one physical home button over here. So let's just go to the settings. Again, as I told you, the UI is actually really different in this one, and we just have the quick toggles over here. And if we, yeah, so a little bit of a very different UI. You have to go click here to the settings, and we have, again, that is also customized. So a lot of customization, I would say. And let's go to about the device, and again it just says let's go to the status. Oh, this is different. Let's go about, and it just says that it runs the Android version 5.1, that is Android Lollipop, and comes with the Flyme OS, that is 4.531. So very different UI, I have to say. And it has the auto brightness sensor, as you can see. You can toggle it off or on like this. So auto brightness sensor is there, and we also have other settings. Font color temperature is also there, so you can actually control it. And how do you go back? It's a little bit different again, as it has just a home button. So again, it's like iOS, I have to say. We just have one home button, we don't have a back button, so it might take time to get used to this. And let's look at the storage. If we go to about, we have storage, and out of that 16 gigabytes, the available space, it says, is around 10 gigabytes of space that we have. And we can add a micro SD card to the device, as I mentioned earlier. And again, it's a little bit different device, I have to say. Actually, the home button is has two things. It is touch. If you just lightly touch, it just goes back. So it has that function, and physically also you can actually press it. So it's a little bit different. As you can see, that's a physical press. But if I go, let's move to some other setting inside. Let's go to about. As you can see, the UI is really different. And if I just press it once, it just goes back. So the touch, home button acts. If you just lightly just touch it and leave it, it goes back. And if you physically press it once, it's like going back to your home. And there's one more function. If you hold down the home button for a couple of seconds, it goes to the standby mode also. So a lot of functionality integrated in this home button. Very different UI, and looks like not a lot of bloatware is there. We have Google specific apps and some third-party apps like the security manager. So that option is there and has the power saving modes and stuff. So a very different UI. This is the dialer again. Here again, a lot of gestures we are having, and this is the keypad. So it will take time to get used to this UI, I have to say. And before we proceed, let me give you a configuration overview. This Meizu M2 is powered by a MediaTek MT6735 chipset, which is a quad-core processor clocked at 1.3 GHz based on the ARM Cortex A53 architecture. It has 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB of internal storage. It has the Mali T720 GPU, a 13 megapixel rear-facing camera, a 5 megapixel front-facing camera, and the battery is a 2500 milliamp hour battery, which is actually sealed inside. The screen is a 5-inch screen, which is a 720p HD screen, and it has dragon tail glass protection. And let's also quickly look at the camera. This is the gallery. So let's look at the camera. It has a 13 megapixel camera, and the camera interface looks basic. Let me actually show you. And as it's having IPS grade screen, even with this weird angles, we can actually see stuff. So let me take some pictures and let's look at them. The shutter speed was fast. The iPhone 6 came out to be a little bit blurry. I was focusing on this Android Droid. As you can see, yeah. So the initial impressions, the pictures look to be okay. But again, I will test it later on. And we also have a front-facing camera, which is a 5 megapixel shooter. So that's it for now for this unboxing and quick overview of this Meizu M2. If you have any specific questions around this device, do post them in the YouTube comments and I'll try to include them in my review. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.